25,000 integrations, or 550. Same 50 applications, same 500 tools. The only difference is what sits in the middle. Wire every application to every tool directly, and the bill is M times N. 50 times 500, 25,000 pieces of custom glue, each with its own authentication, its own retries, its own failure modes. Put a shared protocol in the middle, and the bill collapses to M plus N. Each application implements the standard once. Each tool implements it once, 550. That arithmetic is why, all through 2025, the most asked question in AI engineering was some version of, is MCP going to replace AP is? And the question is malformed. It compares a contract with a supply chain. But buried inside the malformed question is a real story about why the way we wired models into software genuinely did break, what replaced it, how fast, and what the replacement is quietly costing. The numbers in that story are better than the slogans. Start in June 2023, because that's when the first half of the problem was solved. OpenAI shipped function calling. A model could now emit a structured request, call this function, with these arguments, instead of describing what it wanted in prose. Anthropic and Google followed with their own versions within the year. The verb existed. What didn't exist was the noun. Where do the functions come from? And every team answered that the same way, by hand. You wrote a wrapper around each API. You described it to the model in a system prompt. You parsed the output, handled the errors, and then you did all of it again for the next tool. And none of it transferred to anyone else's stack. The industry's first attempt at packaging this was plugins. ChatGPT plugins launched in March 2023, wrapped around open API specs, and were effectively dead within a year. Not because the idea was wrong, because the packaging was proprietary, one vendor deep, and the model usually couldn't work out when to use them. Meanwhile, the frameworks fragmented. LangChain had one tool format. Semantic kernel had another. Your homegrown agent had a third. Same tool, wrapped 3 times. So the state of the art, late 2024. Every lab had a verb. Nobody had a supply chain. Every integration was bespoke. Every framework had its own adapter format, and the glue code multiplied exactly the way the cold open says it does. On November 25, 2024, Anthropic published the Model Context Protocol as an open standard. Not a product, not a library. A wire protocol, and a fairly boring one, which is a compliment. Under the hood, it is JSON-RPC 2.0. Messages in, messages out. A client, the AI application, opens a session with a server. The two sides negotiate capabilities, and from there the server offers things from a small, fixed menu. 3 items on that menu matter most. Tools, functions the model can decide to call. Resources, data the application chooses to expose. Files, tables, documents. And prompts, reusable templates a user can invoke. 3 primitives, 3 different parties in control. That separation is deliberate. And the protocol runs in the other direction too. A server can ask the client's model to do some reasoning on its behalf. That's called sampling. Or pause mid-task and ask the human for missing input. Both sides describe what they can do. Both sides can say no. Transport is deliberately dull. Locally, a server is just a subprocess talking over standard in and standard out. Remotely, it's streamable HTTP. You'll hear people say WebSockets. The spec does not use WebSockets, and details like that are worth getting right, because this protocol is small enough to actually know. The load-bearing call in the whole design is also the plainest one. Tools/list. The client asks, what can you do? The server answers with every tool it offers. Name, description, and a JSON schema for the inputs. The model reads that answer at runtime, the way a developer reads documentation. Which means tool descriptions aren't documentation anymore. They are prompts. Every connected server hands the model its entire menu, up front, into the context window. Keep that sentence somewhere safe. It comes back later, with a bill attached. Here's the shape change in practice. Say you're building a debugging agent, and it needs 3 systems: the issue tracker, the error monitor, and the database. The old shape. 3 custom clients, written by you. 3 sections of prompt teaching the model when to call what, maintained by you. Change a database schema, and you're editing prose in a system prompt and hoping. The new shape. 3 servers, each speaking the same protocol, probably written and maintained by someone else. 1 client, written once. At connect time, the agent discovers what's available, and the schemas arrive with the discovery. Nothing about the integration is hard-coded into your application. And the decision logic, when to file a ticket, when to query the database, moves out of your glue code and into the model's reasoning, which happens to be the one component in the whole stack that improves every few months without you touching anything. Multiply that across an ecosystem, and you get the cold open arithmetic. Integration cost stops being m times n and becomes m plus n. That is not an optimization. That is a different cost curve. Now, the part with no precedent in this industry. Platform standards are usually war. USB took the better part of a decade to displace the ports that came before it. The browsers fought for 20 years. The default fate of a vendor-published protocol is that competitors ignore it and ship their own. Watch what happened instead. November 2024. Anthropic publishes MCP. The first wave arrives within weeks. Developer tools like Zed, Replit, and SourceGraph, and early enterprise adopters like Block. March 26, 2025. OpenAI adopts it. Not acknowledges, adopts. Support lands in their agent's SDK, and Sam Altman posts that people love MCP. A lab adopting its chief rival's protocol 4 months after publication. April 9, 2025. Google DeepMind. Demis Hassabis calls MCP rapidly becoming an open standard for the AI Agentic era and commits Gemini to it. May 2025. Microsoft announces native MCP support in Windows itself and co-ships the official C# SDK. Cloudflare is already hosting remote servers. AWS ships its own. The protocol is now in the operating system and the cloud. And in October 2025, the loop closes. OpenAI's app platform for ChatGPT, the app's SDK, is built on MCP. The rival's protocol isn't just supported anymore, it's load-bearing. Publication to industry default, in under a year. Why? Because nobody wins by owning this layer, but everybody pays the integration bill while it stays fragmented. Standardizing was cheaper than winning. That is rare, and when it happens, it's worth noticing. The ecosystem numbers look like this. An official registry opened in preview in September 2025. The largest community indexes list more than 10,000 servers. Official SDKs exist in roughly 10 languages. Treat those counts as registry reported and gently inflated. A long tail of those 10,000 are thin wrappers, demos, or abandoned weekend projects. But the maintained core covers most of what a working agent actually touches: version control, databases, browsers, cloud consoles, messaging. The direction is not ambiguous. Now the costs. Because the pitch deck version of this story ends at the previous sentence, and the engineering version does not. Cost 1. State. MCP is a session protocol. Initialize, negotiate, stay connected. That's natural on a desktop and awkward on serverless, where the infrastructure wants every request stateless. A subprocess on a laptop is trivial. 10,000 concurrent sessions behind a load balancer is not. Cost 2 is the sentence I asked you to keep. Every connected server hands over its full menu of tool definitions, and those definitions sit in the context window. The same budget the model needs for the actual work. Anthropic's own engineering team published the number. Agents wired into enough servers were consuming well over 100,000 tokens before reading the first line of the task. Cost 3. Choice degrades with menu size. Give a model 5 tools and it picks well. Give it 200 near-overlapping tools and selection accuracy drops. That's measured on the lab's own internal evals. More connected is not automatically more capable. Then there's the cost that earned its own incident list. 2025 was not kind to MCP security, and the record should be read plainly. The first version of the spec shipped with no authentication story at all. OAuth 2.1 arrived in the March 2025 revision and had to be reworked again in June, after the first design quietly turned every server author into an identity provider. The tooling had failures. CVE-2025-49596, the official inspector, the debugging tool half the ecosystem used, allowed remote code execution from a malicious web page. Severity 9.4 out of 10. CVE-2025-6514, MCP Remote, a bridge package with over 400,000 downloads, could be command injected by a hostile server. 9.6. The community's code had failures too. One security firm reported that just under half of the server implementations it tested were vulnerable to command injection. Another found hundreds of servers listening on 0.0.0.0, every network interface, reachable by anyone on the same network. Researcher reported small samples, but the pattern was consistent. And the deepest problem isn't a bug at all. A tool description is text the model trusts. Data returned by a tool is text the model reads. So instructions can hide in both. The attacks got names through the year. Tool poisoning, hidden instructions inside a tool's own description. Rug pulls, a server that behaves perfectly for a month, then quietly swaps its definitions after you've approved it. And researchers demonstrated the endgame live, a poisoned GitHub issue steering an agent into leaking private repository data through its own perfectly legitimate tools. Simon Willison gave the failure mode its name, the lethal trifecta: access to private data, exposure to untrusted content, and a channel to send data out. Any agent holding all three at once can be robbed, protocol or no protocol. MCP didn't invent that attack. It standardized the wiring the attack travels on, and made the trifecta easier to assemble by accident, one plausible-looking server at a time. The defenses forming now have a familiar shape: gateways in front of servers, allow lists instead of open discovery, human approval pinned to anything that writes. The browser spent 20 years learning same origin policy, permission prompts, and sandboxes. Agents are relearning that same curriculum, at speed. So the protocol won, and its prize was two scaling problems: a context tax and an attack surface. What happened next is how you know the ecosystem is maturing, because the fixes are shipping at the protocol's own layer. Fix 1. Stop loading every menu. Instead of injecting every definition up front, the client indexes them, and the model searches for tools the moment it needs one. Vendor reported numbers: roughly 85% less context spent on definitions, with selection accuracy going up, not down, because the model is no longer choosing from 200 things at once. Fix 2. Stop round-tripping every call. Let the model write a short program against the connected servers, run it in a sandbox, and return only the result. The intermediate data never touches the context window. Anthropic's published example: a workflow that cost 150,000 tokens as direct tool calls came back at 2,000, a 98.7% reduction. Notice what both fixes concede. The naive mode, everything visible, every call through the model, does not scale. And that concession is not failure. HTTP didn't scale naively either. It grew caches and content delivery networks. Protocols that win are the ones that get to have scaling problems. Neither fix broke the protocol either. Both are layered on top of the same primitives, which is quiet evidence the base layer was designed small enough to survive its own success. If you build software, the practical read is short. If your product has an API, it will eventually want a server speaking this protocol. Not instead of the API, in front of it. The API remains the product. The server is the socket the new client plugs into. Write tool descriptions like prompts, because that is what they are. Scope credentials to the narrowest permission that works, because the model can now reach everything the token can. Log every tool call. And treat third-party servers like any other dependency: pinned, reviewed, sandboxed, because that's what they are. Code that runs with your credentials. Step back far enough, and the versus question dissolves on its own. An API is a contract between two programs, written for a developer who reads the documentation once and hard-codes the calls. MCP assumes the reader of the documentation is the caller, software that discovers, decides, and acts at runtime. For 30 years, software had two kinds of users: humans and programs that humans configured. There is now a third kind. It reads the docs natively, and it decides for itself what to call. APIs are not failing. APIs acquired a new species of client, and the protocol for that client went from one lab's spec to industry default in under a year. The fight ahead isn't about the wire format. It's about trust. Which of 10,000 servers gets your credentials, and who vouches for them? If that sounds abstract, look at any package ecosystem that came before this one. NPM and PyPI began as open shelves too. Then came typo squatting, hijacked maintainers, poisoned updates. And after them, signing, scanning, provenance. Server registries are standing at the start of the same arc. They will walk it faster, because this time, the packages hold credentials. The protocol war ended before it started. The trust war is just beginning.